And we're back for another episode. In this episode I'm going to be doing the level 10 rogue quest. So I did some fates in Middle La Noscea to get to level 10. It really didn't take long because there's like 100 other rogues running around doing the same thing. And at level 10 I got my first attribute point bonus. So I'm going to put all 3 of my points into Dex because Dex is the main skill for Rogue. It says affects physical range damage, melee damage dealt by rogues and ninjas, as well as parry and block rates. And the achievement I earned for hitting level 10 was, let's see, come on Rogue 1. Yeah, come on Rogue 1. So that's for getting level 10. So I'm back at the Rogues Guild and I'm going to talk to Jacke. So let's see what the quest involves. So it says Jacke has another assignment for you and I'll get a level 10 dagger. Add some more pieces. Let's accept. So a fine morning to you, Mithrie. A fine morning it is for a spot of work, wouldn't you agree? This time round, it seems some eager buccaneers scampered aboard a local merchantman and made off with a shipment of old muskets. Now, seeing as it ain't lawful to cloy from a Lominsan vessel to begin with, the Yellowjackets fell upon them daft coves afore their boots was even dry, as they caught the pirates right there on the docks, but the stolen boomsticks was nowhere to be found. Fenced in a longboat deal, I'm thinking. That's when our guild was officially contracted to retrieve the goods, which weren't really needful since the code would have had us on the job anyway. You don't bite the purses of your fellow Lominsas and all that. So this is your assignment, me natty lass. Find out where them weapons went and bite that shipment back. Seeing as the cutters has hit that merchantman already rotting in irons, you needn't rush in with your stabbers a stabbing. I want this handled quick and quiet, and I've the perfect partner to show you how it's done. Okay, here she is. So this here's Vakib the Stray. Ain't no other rogue what can match her in arts and sculling. A pleasure. Really awesome outfit she has. So there's some problem, Vakib. You seem a bit out of sorts. I'm bloody starving. I had one of them finger sandwiches set aside. You know, those egg-filled tasties they make at Bismarck. But when I got back from me work, it was bloody gone. Aho, that was Vakib's. I'd thought it was Underfoot's. Well, you just head out on the job and I'll see if I can turn up that missing sandwich by the time you return. Alright, Jacke. One more little detail you should know. Them muskets was meant for Yellowjackets' armory, so once all is bob, you can find your goods to one of their culls directly. Okay, so let's speak to the lady. So where is she? Where is she? Here she is. So we can start whenever you're ready, Mithrie. I've had a colleague keeping a wattle out for aught that might help us, so I suggest you have a few wids with her first. You'll find her at Highland posing as a fishmonger. This Highland is Upper La Noscea right here, so I'm going to teleport to the half castle. So far so good. It's just a shame I have to work 9 to 5, otherwise I could get my rogues and ninja straight to 50, but that's life. Gotta work. Not making enough money to be a full-time YouTuber just yet. Maybe someday. Okay, infinite shards. Half castle. One other new ability I got was Kiss of the Wasp, which I actually got at level 6, which is almost like Fist of Fire for Monk, so it's a poison which will give extra damage all the time. Okay, here's the fishmonger. Says, hello there, miss. We've a cart and trout, lobster and shrimp, but I hear tell you've been looking for a special breed of fish. The long, shiny kind, what Bark'll put a bloke on his arse. We don't sell that kind here, but you might try them foreign merchants. What was they called again? The Traders of Edge. They all from South Sea Isles and are known for dealing all types of nasty spitters and cutters. I should warn you, these folks ain't ones for questioning the source of their merchandise. In fact, they seem more happy to pay for goods what come from below decks, so to speak. But if you're still keen to get your hands on some rare fish, then you best hurry. The Edge merchant what's visiting Limsa is looking to load up and leave the city afore long. Just how he means to transport his goods remains a mystery, though what with all the iron blades he's got nursing his operation, it makes it hard. Basically every H is replaced with like a single quote. So for a girl to get close enough to eyeball the competition, it does. I'll be sure to keep an eye peeled for on your behalf, and it might be as you can learn a little more than the folk round here. Okay, so let's now talk to Keeb, who was just listening up here. So, Traders of the Edge. Well, if one of their merchants been staying in the city, then someone will know something to point us in the right direction. The trick is to listen without being seen. You'd be surprised at how culls cackle when they think no one else is about. We'll focus on places what see plenty of traffic. You can have the Bismarck, the ferry docks, and East Hawker's Alley. I'll try my luck at a few other spots and meet you in front of the guild when I'm done. Remember, keep hidden, keep quiet, and keep your wattles open. Okay, so use hide to gather information at the Bismarck, use hide to gather information at the ferry docks, use hide to gather information at Hawker's Alley. So where am I going? So one of them is here, up here. Let's see, hide. Okay, so I'll set that to here. Let's go to the Culinarian Guild first. Okay, what am I gathering? What am I gathering? Ah, here we go. So Diving Doe appears distressed over some matter. Approach her while cloaked by a hide ability and attempt to eavesdrop on her grumbling. Did I go the right way or did I go the wrong way? Am I going the wrong way? Diving Dove. Oh, this person here. Okay. So Diving Dove is grumbling in discontent. So, ugh, the sneer of that customer's face. Does he think I can command the skillet to cook more swiftly than just to meet his pressing departure schedule? I don't know how things are done in the South Seas, but here in Limsa Lominsa, folk appreciate that fine cuisine cannot be rushed. Come now, Dove, you must not speak ill of our patrons. Now, what was next on my list? Another finger sandwich for the Dussyful sisters. Someone there must be rather fond of eggs. Cool, so that's that one done. So now let's go to... We can go to either Hawker's Alley or the ferry docks. So I'll go to the ferry docks first. So I can teleport straight to the Fisherman's Guild. So it says, Riri Nasu, the ferry keeper, appears distraught. Approach him whilst cloaked by your hide ability and attempt to eavesdrop on his mumblings. So Riri Nasu is mumbling anxiously to himself. Curse my sense of duty. What would I have stayed at the wench for that extra pint instead of returning early? I didn't ask to see anyone being bribed, and certainly not my relief pilot. I wonder what the merchant was about. Smuggling? Most likely. Should I report this to the Yellow Jackets? But what if I'm being watched? I could end up face down in the harbour. Okay, so now let's go to Hawker's Alley. Oh crap. I'm going to teleport back. Thankfully my teleport to Limsa is free. Ironically, it's just as quick to get to Hawker's Alley from here anyway. So, Gerulf, this guy here, the independent culinarian, in a low but lively tone to a nearby customer, approach him while cloaked with a hide ability and attempt to eavesdrop in the exhortations. So Gerulf is hawking his wares to a customer. You have quite an eye for quality, sir. We've a splendid range to produce from every corner of Eorzea, but one simply cannot visit Limsa Lominsa without sampling some of the local specialities. Would you care for some freshly squeezed La Noscea orange juice? Or perhaps our famed salt cod is more to your taste? Gerulf continues to expose the virtues of his merchandise, but his impassioned urgings appear to have little relevance to your assignment. Cool. That's that done, so let's now return to the Rogues Guild. And as always, the best way is to go to the Fisherman's Guild. Okay, here it's Vikib. Welcome back, Mithrie. I hope your skulking went well. You might be an angel of death with the daggers, Dove, but any rogue what shuns the shadows is headed for an early grave. A sneaky mork can nose about without risking a scrap or slip herself into the best position to ambush a mark. Once they've seen you, though, your rum fun is done. Hiding is part of concealment and part of distraction, and you won't be disappearing on a cove what already knows you're there. Alright, I'm prattling. What do you manage to learn about our musket-buying merchant friend? So, slipping coin to a ferry pilot, was he? And by what you heard from that chef at the Bismarck, this trader means to hop the twig, and soon. That matches with me own findings. He vacated his rooms at the inn and paid his dues in full. Being a merchant, we can be sure that he won't be leaving without his merchandise. So here's the plan. We wait for him to stack his goods on the pier, and then you go ghost and grab all them firearms. I'm hoping we can get the job done quiet and cover of Darkmans, but it never hurts to be prepared for the worst. Sounds like he's got a small army of sellswords on the payroll. Okay, so speak was for Keb and retrieve the firearms. Oh, it's going to be a fight. Interesting. So I said I'll send word to the Yellow Jackets and have them post a call near Hawker's Alley. That way you won't be far to bolt once you've bitten the goods. The mark should be along any moment, Mithrie. Have you got your skulking boots on? Yep, so let's proceed. Oh, I need to dismiss my chocobo. Okay. So hopefully this won't be too difficult. Okay, so use hide to retrieve the stolen firearms. Otherwise we'll have to kill 3 targets. Okay. So, you're not supposed to be here. I thought I ordered my hirelings to keep this jetty clear. 1, 2, 3, there's one missing. My crate of muskets is gone. Lol. So, thief, stopper, you useless sluggards, what am I paying you for? There we go. Almost there. I am enjoying this so far, to be honest. It's very different. Oh, there's another one. So we need to go to Hawker's Alley and try not to have to kill a million targets. Jesus. There we go. So, these are the stolen muskets. The quartermaster will be pleased. Cool, that's that done. So now we're going to return to the Rogues Guild. So I'm just going to use the teleport to save some time. Okay, here she is. So that turned hairy, didn't it, Dove? Once you reached the Yellow Jacket, though, the merchant called off his blades. Wise enough to cut his losses, I'll give him that. I'd say we're all done here. Let's head inside and tell Jacke the Benny news. So I heard the sounds of fighting coming from outside, and now I've whittled the cause of it. I thought we were aiming for subtle on this job. So that many swads was there, but you got the Yellow Jackets what they wanted. So all's well that ends well, eh? You're on your way to becoming a first-class rogue, Mithrie. Aye, the job didn't unfold exactly as planned, but do you see the value of keeping out of sight? Sculling might seem slow, but it can save your time, and a fair amount of bleeding in the long run. Speaking of unexpected developments, I have a bit of bad news for you, FFXIV. I've searched high and low, and it seems some unprincipled cove has raffled your sandwich. There were naught but crumbs to be found. No, my sandwich. It was a Bismarck special. Do you know how much I was looking forward to that meal? Me belly's about ready to cave into itself. 'Tis a tragedy of the highest order, love, and you know I can't bear to see me rogues in such distress. So I gave Underfoot a special assignment. He should be back any moment now, with a freshly made Bismarck special finger sandwich. You did that for me? You're not japping with me, are you, Jacke? This ain't no japping matter. 'Tis a guildmaster's responsibility to see all his coves and morts are at their best for the job. Jacke, there you are. I've got that sandwich you ordered. Didn't the chief give me a waffleful when I said I was in a hurry? Maybe next time you could think twice before you yaffle a fellow rogue sup. Bollocks. So he's obviously revealed his plot. Jacke, did you eat my supper? I love the music. Now, lass, let's not be hasty. There's a fresh new sandwich right here for you. No harm done, eh? You've cloyed something what belonged to me, Jacke, and I can't ignore the code. Aye, the code. We mustn't ignore the code. You're having a laugh, aren't you, lass? Oh dear. That might be the swiftest string-up I've ever seen. A punishment to fit the crime. Take a good long look, Mithrie. The code exists to preserve peace on Limsa, to keep the allies from running red with blood. This city's me home, and I'll draw daggers on any cove fool enough to threaten that peace. A pointed lesson. Let's head inside, eh? Your sandwich will get cold. Hey, do you mean to leave me here all night? At least you give me a grand view of the harbour. God's piss, these ropes are tight. And now we found ourselves indebted to the Rogues Guild. the Rogues Guild. Huh, so I wonder who this person is. There's someone with a gun. So the impropriety of it all. With that, I could see them occupying a cell next to those thieving pirates. Interesting. Let's now go into the guild and talk to Jacke. Okay, so here we go. Oh, hello, Mr. Happy. So, them ropes will leave chafe marks for a bleeding week. I may have wraggled myself free, but that's the last time I let me belly do the thinking. And just think, Vakib strung me up over an egg sandwich. Those cows were all, truly stomp on the code, get it far worse. Keep up your training, lass, and you'll soon be handing out rogue justice yourself. So I'm going to just take the pieces as before, get my level 10 daggers. That's a level 10 done, and I've got the ability hide as well. So if I quickly equip the level 10 dagger, keep my gear up to date, then I'll desynthesize the old ones. Okay, so I got a high quality bronze ingot. So anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie.